In this lesson, we're going to explore RDS, or the Relational Database Service. This provides basically managed MySQL, Oracle, or SQL Server databases. These are all Relational Database Management Systems, or RDBMSs. The SQL interface to all of them is widely used and understood. They're somewhat of a Swiss Army knife of data storage and retrieval. RDS provides the service and takes care of the management for you. It provides tools for high availability, for disaster recovery with backups and snapshots, for scaling with options to scale instance sizes and disk I/O, and patch management to upgrade your server automatically. What your users of your RDBMS typically care about are running queries, such as create, update, and delete on tables, rows, and columns, and they want to be able to do so quickly. This is what they're provided with inside of RDS, a SQL interface into the database itself. They have no direct ability to SSH into the server or to change hardware beyond the instance type. RDS uses instance types, as we see here. They're the hardware footprint and very similar to how you provision EC2, even down to security groups. You can also buy reservations on RDSs. RDS setup also allows you to independently provision storage with a 5 GB min and a 3 TB max. You can also provision IOPS and get up to very, very high input-outputs per second. RDS also comes with the native ability to master and slave for high availability. Inside of a region, you provision a master in one availability zone and a slave in a second. This is only supported for MySQL and Oracle, not SQL Server. The slave is essentially a hot standby in a second AZ with no direct access to it. If the master fails, the clients go to the slave. The slave comes with additional costs, and one important thing to note is that the slave writes are synchronous. The master doesn't record a write locally until the slave updates. This is very different than standard MySQL master-slave replication. RDS also provides read replica support. Read replicas allow you to direct most of your database interactions to the replicas themselves. On a typical web application, 90+% of most of the interactions with the database are reads, so this is a very good scaling mechanism. Read replicas take the load off the master by sending the selects to the replica. This is something you have to hook up specifically inside of your application. The writes and updates then go to the master. This is only provided for MySQL at extra cost. Most of the features inside of Oracle and SQL Server are supported inside of RDS. They also allow for BYOL, or bring your own license. Unfortunately, they do not provide read replicas. In summary, RDS provides the service and takes care of the management for you. Provides tools for HA, but you have to implement those. It also provides tools for DR, but you have to implement those as well. The scaling options you get are the ability to change your instance size and change the IOPS on your data store, and it also allows for patch management. MySQL has deep support. Oracle and SQL Server have most support. If you can work with inside the limitations of RDS, try to use it rather than trying to build your own RDBMS inside of EC2.